What is going on, everybody? This is the Man with a Plan podcast, episode 58, the Superfan series. Nick Reed and Addison, they make their debut on the podcast. Two very outspoken Cowboys fans, two great friends of the show. They are very funny. I was laughing the entire time during the interview. In some spots, the audio will cut out. The connection wasn't as great in some areas, but still, the content is there. It's exciting. It's funny. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I want you guys to enjoy it. Be on the lookout for a potential vlog for the Patriots-Falcons game. I'm going tomorrow. I'm super excited about it. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Reed and Addison Vinatelli. Hope you guys enjoy. We're glad to have you in. My name is Grayson Mann. This is the Man with a Plan podcast, episode 58. Guys, you have heard the Superfan series. It is returning. It is back. Today, I bring in the two Superfans that I know, Cowboys. Now, I understand Cowboys. You hear that and you're like, oh no, what's going to happen? These guys are great. Close friends of mine, close friends of the show. Addison Vinatelli, who's a student at Clemson University, and Nick Reed, who isn't pictured but is still here in spirit, a student at South Carolina State, along with his smoke detector, joining us to bring in their opinions as well. Guys, how are you doing?
Doing good. Ready to talk about how Dak is top 5, baby.
It's pretty wavy, bro. I gotta defend my boy Zeke because too many people have been slandering him recently.
Facts.
We're gonna get into all of that. So I just want to start with this season. I'll let Addison take the floor on this one first. Compare this season to last one, because last one, obviously, Dak Prescott went out early. It was very tumultuous. You add Dan Quinn in the offseason. You add Micah Parsons. You had a lot of these new pieces. How does this season feel? Feels like almost a breath of fresh air. And now you're 7-2. It feels like you guys are top of the NFC. Just take me through the season.
It's been amazing to watch, honestly. Especially, all the 8-8 years. Then our 2016 13-3 year losing to Aaron Rodgers in the second round, of course. And then of course last year was just terrible to watch. It was just terrible. And then for this year, it's just it has been like you said, a breath of fresh air. It's been a lot of fun to watch, definitely.
What you got, Nick?
See, now I will admit I was not expecting the massive turnaround on this season because after last year our defense is one of the worst in NFL history. You lose Dak Prescott. I literally said in the group chat we're winning 6 games this year, and the only reason we win those 6 is because Dak can keep us in the game. And the defense is just Dan Quinn did his job. Like I'm amazed by it because we can actually hang in games 7-2. Ignore the Broncos game. That Broncos game didn't happen.
Fluke week,
dude. That's never gonna happen again.
The Jaguars beat the Bills. It was a fluke week in the NFL.
Exactly, dude. Like that didn't count. We don't count this week.
Everybody's due for a stinker, but especially when you're when the Cowboys lose in that fashion at home. There was a couple of questions, but I think I was talking to you, Addison, about it. I was like, everybody has a fluke week, but like when the Cowboys have one, they just don't get it. Not the same treatment, I guess, the national media being America's team, all that. We'll get into that. I actually have a question about that whole statement, but I want to then transition. Nick, tell me about that Minnesota game. I look at that one as you have Dak Prescott out, and I said, all right, this is going to be where this team, how does this team operate without Dak Prescott? This will be a game last year where with no Dak Prescott, this is a blowout. It is whoa. Heck. You have an absolute the defense collapses. You have Andy Dalton in there. How did this Minnesota game, how did it make you feel, especially this new season? It was very indicative of how this year's gone. It's been very efficient. How did that game feel to you? Cooper Rush's performance? Just walk me through that. And Addison, if Nick's not going to respond, you can go ahead and take it.
Oh, dude. Okay, my mic wouldn't unmute.
Okay.
So I will say I had scratched this game essentially because Kirk Cousins has not been playing bad football up until very recently. Like everyone's talking about who was a dark horse MVP candidate. Their defense didn't look that bad. There's Justin Jefferson. Like I'm sold on Trayvon Diggs, but I'm not sold on the rest of the people. Like there's Adam Thielen, not Trayvon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. There's a lot of people to cover. And then, we go in there. We go into Minnesota at Minnesota, too. Like, that was another thing. It wasn't like we were playing in Dallas. But going into Minnesota with the backup quarterback making his first start, like, it was literally essentially like last year. Because last year we went in and did the exact same thing, but with Andy Dalton instead of Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush threw some iffy balls at the start of the game, but I mean, look, dude, he clutched up. Like that's Tom Brady too. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I really credit that win to Mike McCarthy. The way he was able to bring the team together and just almost like make them believe in Cooper Rush and just believe and like go out there and play. I think that's a real testament to how good of a coach Mike McCarthy has been. So, I mean, I always say that like the fact that he brought last year's team to a 6-10 record and was like a win and another team's loss from winning the division. So.
Yeah, and you had this Mike McCarthy obviously faces a lot of scrutiny, like the time management, all this other stuff. The way he responded, the way he was able to put that game together, and the press conference afterwards, he was like, "That's just who Cooper Rush is." And I was like, "Wow, this really." And I said on the show earlier that this was a game that Mike McCarthy pretty much said, "Hey, I'm a good coach. You guys need to take notice." And this year overall, they've been really efficient. They've been getting turnovers on defense. I think with the Minnesota game, it was, how does this defense work without having that crutch of Dak Prescott on that offense that's so explosive all the time? It was really interesting to see. And I said that was the game that proved to me that Dallas could compete for a Super Bowl. Now, in terms of that Super Bowl, what do we not want to jinx it? Do we not want to say anything? What do you guys think so far in terms of playoffs and other teams in the NFC?
Oh my God, Grayson! When I tell you, I've been riding my high horse, dude. Like we're 7-2. The one game we lose, I'm fluke week. It was a fluke week. This week was also a fluke week. The Bucs lost to the football team, but what we go toe to toe like in a shootout with the reigning Super Bowl champions. Then a 6-game win streak, only to be crushed by Teddy Bridgewater. But that's besides the point. Come back out, come back out swinging against Atlanta, 43-3. Like, why would I not be sold on this team? And I feel like I'm allowed to have the confidence for it. It's not like we're 4-5.
It's very much valid. It's valid. It's not like they're 5-4 and they're kind of cruising along and everyone's like, this is it. No, this is a legit team. And I want to also say, what is something now? You're 7-2. A lot of great things have happened. Both of you guys, what do you think? What can this team improve on? And either one of y'all could take the floor on this one.
I think the O-line for offense, I think everything has been great. If I had to pick one thing, I would say it was the O-line. The O-line has been playing pretty solid, but I think there's different combinations that you should run that would be even better. Like Connor McGovern, I mean, Grayson knows, I've been saying this since week one, dude. The way he was able to fill in for Zach Martin on the very first game of first game of the season at Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, reigning Super Bowl champs, and the way he was able to go in there and hold his own and play amazing, quite frankly, against probably one of the best, if not the best, pass rushing defenses in the NFL. And then the fact you go back to your like original O-line. Of course, you're going to start Zach Martin, best guard in the NFL. Sorry, but I mean, Connor Williams is okay. He has his moments. But Tyler Biadasz, I don't even know how to say his name, is. So I would really like Connor McGovern to be starting in the O-line, whether that be at center or left guard, and you move Connor Williams to center. Either one would be great. And
our O-line has been pretty sketchy. Like at times.
I mean, like it has its exactly. It has its moments. Like there will be moments where Dak has a ton of time to throw, and then there will be times where I mean, shoot, the Denver game. I mean, we were getting, and obviously Tyron Smith is out now, but like Dak just had pressure in his face every single time he dropped back. So
and for a $50 million contract, La'el Collins has a.
Yeah.
I mean, between the PED stuff and then coming back and just kind of getting smacked up by Denver. He looked good against the Atlanta game, but that's also the Falcons. So I'm going to put a little chip on his shoulder. I need to see a little more improvement from La'el Collins at right tackle, too.
All right. So now that we move on to like something like the O-line, that if it can improve, that it's going to be very hard to stop this Cowboys offense. And even with that offensive line, you're averaging just an insanely, being a Patriots fan, you can see the hat right there. It was just like Dak Prescott couldn't be stopped. He's on a tear this year. One of my MVP candidates for sure. What separates this Cowboys team?
Yes,
I see the jersey.
Yes, sir.
What separates this Cowboys team from other contenders like an Arizona, an LA, potentially Tampa Bay, if they can figure things out? What separates this Dallas team from everyone else?
I think it's the offense. You can't stop this offense. I mean, knock on wood, but no one stopped it so far. I mean, literally, except for Denver somehow, but like literally, the defense could only pick one of the pass or the run. You could either stop the pass and and then hope they just don't run it very well, or you could stop the run and hope we don't pass very well. I mean, with Dak and this receiving core, the passing game is always going to be there if the defense tries to stop the run, and if they drop a ton of people in coverage and try to stop the passing game and we're gonna let Zeke and Tony Pollard run, we'll run all over you. I mean, the offense is really looking pretty unstoppable. Like, I mean, Arizona has its moments. I mean, Kyler Murray is just a freak. He's so good. But I mean, he does end up getting injured a little bit. I mean, he's literally missed the past 2 games. So I think, but I mean, Arizona is definitely good. James Conner seems to be emerging clearly. And yeah, I just think our offense is kind of unstoppable.
What you got for us, Nick?
Yeah, we don't really have like a lot of these top teams kind of, I don't want to say have a kind of one-dimensional offense, but I'm sorry, like the Rams are only passing the ball. Like Matthew Stafford's only throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp. Like the Bucks have the ability. I think the Bucks have the potential to have a really good balanced offense like we do, but just because they have Tom Brady and Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin, they're not going to give the ball to like Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones like they should at times. And the Cardinals, dude, it's just air raid. Like it's Cliff Kingsbury, dude. He's not running that football.
Yeah.
Unless Kyler Murray's out. If Kyler Murray's out, they'll run the football. But if Kyler Murray's there, he's throwing the ball 40 times a game. I'm sorry. So I think we differ in that. Also, I keep seeing this thing on Twitter. I keep seeing this quote on Twitter. Like, who has the best forecourt, like the best receiving core? It's like it's not a competition. Like we literally have the best. I'm sorry. Our top 3 wide receivers could be wide receiver 1s. And our wide receiver 4, like our wide receivers 4 and 5 would literally be the number 2 and 3s. Like Noah Brown and Cedric Wilson. Like we have a group of dogs that can catch the football, bro.
Some dogs for sure.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, yeah.
Like if Michael Gallup's a free agent at the end of the year. If he goes to like New England, that's wide receiver 1.
I don't mind
that. He'd be a stud. So
I don't mind Mac Jones getting that.
We're keeping MG. We're keeping MG. I need him.
So Nick, take me through what made you a fan for the Cowboys, because I want to talk y'all's story. What happened? What started it? And what it means to you to be a Cowboys fan and have this legacy, this history behind you.
Look, dog, so I will admit I didn't really get into the NFL until like I would want to say I was like 15. Like I was more into the NBA. And my dad has always been a Cowboys fan. And growing up in the military, like I was born in San Antonio and we moved back to San Antonio. Like, how old am I? We moved back to San Antonio 6 years ago. And then we moved back here. So it was just like growing up, being born in Texas and then kind of developing my personality in Texas. Like you got a choice. It was the Texans, or I could choose the 0-16 Texans, or I could choose the Dallas Cowboys. I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, bro. And now I will admit I get a little too much crap for being a Cowboy.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I love it. It's a great time. Everyone you meet is a Cowboys fan. If you wear a Cowboys jersey anywhere and someone else is a Cowboys fan, you're getting something. Like you're getting some love from them, bro. Like it's everyone always says we might be the worst fan base just because, how about them Cowboys? But in reality, dude, it's a great fan base. I love to be a part of it. I love rooting for the team, except Dre Jones. I don't know. It's a great team. Great team.
All right, Addison, you got the floor.
The reason I'm a Cowboys fan is from my dad. I really started watching the NFL probably when I was like 12. So for probably about 6 years, I've been really watching the NFL. These past 2 years, I've watched it more intently than I ever have. But my dad grew up in New York, and he's a Mets fan, he's a Rangers fan, and he's a Knicks fan. And then here come the Cowboys. He's a Cowboys fan. So when he was really young, he made a $1 bet with a friend of his who would win. And it was literally the white team or the blue team, and that game happened to be a Giants Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. So he bet on the white team and he won, and then he won his $1, and he said that, then he started to watch a little bit more, and then he found out they were the Cowboys, and then he was like, I'm just gonna be a fan of the Cowboys. So I really have adopted all of my dad's teams. That's who I'm fans of. So.
And now it's time for the lightning round. So this is meant to be the fun, just like the more ridiculous answers, if you will. So I'm going to start with you, Nick. What has been your favorite Cowboys game in recent memory? It can be a couple because I know it's hard to pinpoint one specific memory, but if you could pinpoint one or two, maybe games that just blew you away, let us know.
Okay, so my favorite games recently, I will say 2016 and the divisional playoffs, when it was Dak and Zeke's rookie year, because that was when I really started getting into football. I will say, to watch a rookie Dak Prescott and rookie Zeke Elliott go toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers in the playoff. Of course, we lose because you leave Aaron Rodgers the slightest bit of time, he's gonna make it work. But regardless, that was a great game to watch. And in the past year, I want to say probably the Atlanta game from last year, from 2020, coming back 19 points in the third quarter, and hitting the onside kick from Greg Zerling. That was a pretty spectacular Cowboys game to watch.
You should have known that it was a guaranteed win when you had it.
Oh yeah, if the Falcons ever lead at halftime, you're winning the game. I'm sorry.
All right, Addison, what you got?
I was trying to think of my favorite game. I really couldn't think of anything, and then Nick brought up that Atlanta game, and I was like, it's got to be that. I mean, I remember I watched every game last year, and we literally go and the way we won that game, when we recovered that onside kick, I absolutely lost my freaking mind. I was going crazy, and then we ended up winning. So that's definitely got to be. I think I called you after that game just because I was losing my mind that we won that game. So that's definitely my favorite game as of recently.
All right, so now I'm going to continue with you, Addison. We're going to go just back and forth. Give me a play or a moment from your experience watching the Cowboys that maybe a catch or an interception or a hit that you're just that will stick in my mind forever.
The first, this is not really the biggest moment, but it's a moment that will stick in my mind for a long time, if not ever, the rest of my life. Back to the Minnesota game in last year, not this year. When Dalvin Cook caught a Texas route. He caught the Texas route, cut out the backfield, and Donovan Wilson just came out and flew at him like a missile, and he hit him so hard. Ooh. And he dropped the ball. And I mean, that got me just so hyped up because I really didn't even know Donovan Wilson that much. And then that game really put him on the scene, I think. I mean, he's still not very known player. He's been hurt this year, but I mean, he is a hard hitting safety, and he is fun to watch.
All right, Nick, what you got? I know you got a fun answer.
Okay, so 2019. I'm gonna set up a little story behind this. 2019, okay. We're in the. This is when I was at College of Charleston before I did the the dropout season. I'm in my friend's dorm. I'm in my friend Hannah's dorm. We're sitting there watching the Cowboys Packers game, and we're starting to come back a little bit on the Packers. I don't have my hopes up. We've been down all game. It's just I'm just watching to watch at this point. I've thrown the jersey in the trash 6 times. It's a rough game. Dak Prescott throws a fade to Amari Cooper. I want to say a 30-yard fade to Amari Cooper. Coop has barely stays in, keeps running down the field, and then on the 2-yard line spins a dude off of him for the touchdown. When I tell you, I scream spin as loud as possible. There were complaints because of how loud I was screaming for that play, but that's probably my favorite play of the past in recent memory that I think right now I can think of right now.
That's great. That's great. Now this next one might be a little obvious now, but is it Dak Prescott?
I have one more play. Can I tell it? I have one more other play.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Same game, CD Lamb, insane catch. That one catch where he is falling back and then he turns his body.
Oh yeah,
and catches it. I lost my mind.
I've seen that one.
Another
before.
play from that same game. So yeah.
All right. Now this one might be a little obvious, and I can see based off of your jersey, is that favorite player of yours on the Cowboys, and it can be all time, is that Dak Prescott, or is it somebody else?
It's absolutely Dak Prescott.
Absolutely.
The way I just love Dak is so I think Dak's honestly underrated. I mean, he is just so good. And the way he handles himself off the field too is what makes me a big fan of his. Like I would probably say like Zeke is my second favorite player, but there has been times where Zeke like earlier in his career where he's had a little off the field trouble, And but the way Dak just handles himself, he's such a good leader and he's just such a great person. I mean, with his, story, his story is what I mean, how good he is and his story is what makes him my favorite player.
Yeah, certainly easy to root for.
Yes, definitely. If you hate Dak Prescott, you have something wrong with you because there's no way you can hate Dak Prescott.
Oh boy. All right, Nick, what do you got?
Why are you asking this question? Because it's hard. Like
it is hard.
Obviously,
it is hard.
I have the Zeke jersey, but it's like slowly, not even slowly, just like Dak is just overtaking him. Like, but if you just look at everything the dude's gone through, like in the past year alone, like, and now he played great football last year, is still playing great football this year. Suicide, and you're still an MVP. Like, dude, that literally folds some people like a lawn chair, and this dude is just taking the punches and rolled with it. So like even though I have the Zeke jersey, I'm with Addison here. Like I gotta say it's Dak right now, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
Close third though, CeeDee Lamb. I love
CD.
I love some CeeDee Lamb.
You do love CeeDee Lamb. It is insane.
Hey, we'll be rocking that jersey next.
Hey, bro,
it's coming.
CeeDee's nuts.
Coming.
CeeDee's nuts.
It's a great fantasy team name, by the way.
Great fantasy team name. All right, now we're gonna move on to the more sad topics.
Oh, I know.
Most heartbreaking loss. Nick, start us off.
Oh, this is a good one.
Most heartbreaking loss. Oh my! Like I actually have to think about this.
I know mine. I know my.
I don't
my
know.
Most heartbreaking loss.
Addison, you go ahead then. We'll let Nick think.
Got to be 2016 Packer playoff game.
Yeah.
Got to be. It's got to be. I mean, so of course we were 13-3, number 1 seed, had the bye week. I mean, and then Aaron Rodgers, man, just as Stephen A. Smith says, he's a bad man. And for him to drive all the way down the field and score, and just that was definitely my most heartbreaking loss. But so yeah,
had to have hurt.
It hurt.
I have to agree with Vinatelli. Like, dude, just that game in general. Like, we're set up good. Like, just leaving Aaron Rodgers time.
Yeah, I know.
Why? Why is he? He's a bad man. So yeah, 2016 divisional. That's probably the worst it's been in a while.
Okay.
I hope we don't have to play him in the playoffs this year.
Oh my god, dude! I'm smoking that Rodgers pack if we do.
I'm praying we don't have to play him until at least the NFC Championship. If we make
I want the smoke. I want the smoke. I want the smoke, Addison. I want Aaron Rodgers in Dallas.
Hey,
I get that, man.
All right, this is a more serious question, then we'll move on to our final one, which should provoke some debate. What does it mean to be America's team? And this is it doesn't have to be like a deep-seated question, but like, what does it mean to you? Like, what does America's team mean to you? And it can be either one of y'all to take it.
It's called being
worldwide,
as Mr. Worldwide, as he says. He called himself.
I honestly
you think of America, you think Western, you think Cowboys. I will admit it sucks. Dude.
I mean,
people talk. It's just there's so much pressure with it, like an added smack talk. Like, the Patriots are America's team. They're the best. It's like, yeah, but look at the fan base, bro. Literally everywhere. Like, you can't go to a football game. You can go to a football game that isn't even like the Cowboys playing, and there's going to be a Cowboys jersey there.
I've seen Jerry World's like the center of the NFL universe, it feels.
Yeah. I personally don't like being America's team. Because I just get. I mean, it's fine, but like a lot comes with it. Like Nick was saying, there's just a lot of added pressure. I mean, like just the memes about us not winning any Super Bowls since 1995. So I mean, like,
Everyone
it's
loves to hate
it's
on America's
whatever.
team. Everyone loves to hate on America's team.
I mean, that's
Sure.
fine. That is fine.
It comes with it. All right. Final question before we go. Did Des Bryant catch it? The floor is yours. The floor is yours. I'm putting my hands up.
No, he actually didn't catch it. No, he didn't catch it. Sorry, NFL. No, I'm just kidding. Of course he caught it, dude. NFL said it. He caught that. We would have won the Super Bowl that year. I don't care what anyone says.
Again, against the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
We're-
the Packers, bro.
Man.
It's like it's a curse, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Beating the Seahawks that year.
Oh yeah, we are beating the Seahawks, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
And guess who you're playing in that
And trust
Super
me,
Bowl?
if we get fourth down, we're giving the ball to DeMarco Murray. I'm sorry, we're not giving it to. We're not throwing a little screen pass or whatever at the goal line.
Imagine.
I just wish Des was like would have just caught it and gone down. Like, did he have to reach for the goal line? Like, we would have been on the 1-2 yard line. We had like the best O-line in football that year, like by far, and we have DeMarco Murray, who was great that year. Like, come on, just you don't have to reach for it. Just go down and don't be selfish.
Bringing back old
Des.
wounds.
Yeah, it's hurting. Okay, it's hurting.
Oh man.
Hey, Chris, I have a question for you actually.
Okay.
Ooh.
Turn the tables.
Yeah, how about that helmet catch? Since you want to talk about catches.
Oh yeah, baby. How about that?
I don't. This is not the interview. This is not the interview.
He's hurt.
You can see the Pat's hat in the corner, but we don't like to bring up old wounds. I mean, I kind of did with you guys, but I'm the interviewer.
Exactly.
I'm the one just giving the interview.
Favor. We're opening up old wounds for you too.
Yeah, I can see it now in Arizona. God.
Oh, wait, no, I actually have another question for you, Grace.
Okay.
Did Nick Foles catch it?
Oh. I don't know why you're happy about that. It's the Eagles winning the Super Bowl.
That's true.
Oh, did Nick Foles catch it? Yeah, man. Look, I'll let them have it. They need something to look forward to for once.
That was the worst Super Bowl, dude. Those are my two least favorite teams in the NFL.
I know, bro. Who do you root for?
Eagles. I hate the Eagles. They're my least favorite team. And then there's the Patriots, and they're second.
Okay.
I don't know. Football team is kind of getting up there though. They're just football team is just annoying.
All right, guys. Final question before we wrap up: who will the Cowboys face in the Super Bowl, and why? Ooh. Nick Reed, you got it.
In the Super Bowl, dude, the AFC is way too closely contested. I want to root for the Ravens just because I love Lamar Jackson. I've been a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I just don't think they're going to go through. I think it might be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Chiefs again. Like everyone say, counting them out, but after what they just did to Vegas, I think it might be the Chiefs again.
Mahomes looked different in that game. He was actually taking checkdowns and everything.
Yeah,
I know. He threw the ball 50 times, dude. They need a running back.
Well, hey, their running back did me good with 30 fantasy points. He had 10 catches. So
he mossed a dude. It was nuts.
That was the running back that did that?
Yeah. Yes, that was crazy.
Oh my god.
I gotta go AFC had a good game. Also did me good fantasy. I gotta say AFC champion is probably gonna be. I gotta go Bills right now.
Oh, okay.
I would go Tennessee, but if they had Derrick Henry, I would definitely go Tennessee.
Oh, for sure.
It's just I don't know about AP and 36-year-old AP and Jeremy McNichols and Deontay Foreman. I don't know. Those three guys combined don't even come close to what Derrick Henry is. So I got to go Bills right now.
Okay. All right. I like it. I'm looking for a specific answer.
Josh Allen's a fraud. I'm sorry.
Oh, I think we need to have you guys on.
He lost to the Jags. He lost to the Jags, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude, we lost to Teddy Bridgewater, bro.
I don't care. They're 0-16 or they're 0-8 or whatever. No, they're not. They won a game.
Oh boy.
They're not
the Jags are atrocious.
The Jags have won 2 games.
They won 2 games.
Clap it up for them. Yeah.
I said they're winning 4 so
let's
they're
go,
halfway
baby.
there already.
Oh. All right, guys, that will do it for our Superfan series, Dallas Cowboys edition. I hope you guys enjoyed. You enjoyed this and more. Leave a 5-star review.
I have last word.
Okay.
Shout out Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn. Just saying.
Okay. So if you enjoyed this
Moore.
and you want to shout out Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore, leave a 5-star review, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and be on the lookout for more. Guys, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Stay safe and take care.